All right, so yesterday we learned about function notation. Today we're going to do transformations with function notation, okay? So in Math 2, you learn transformations. You learn transformations with quadratics, okay? So we're going to do a quick little flashback, okay? Little flashback. So quadratic is, so we know now that f of x is the same thing as y. F of x just means function, okay? All right, keep that in mind. All right, so you learned y equals x squared. That's quadratic, right? Okay, and you learned some transformations. So just you'll probably remember as soon as I say them. So like y equals x squared plus 2. You learned in Math 2 that plus 2 meant up 2, okay? And the same thing with y equals x squared minus 2. The minus 2 means you went down 2. Okay? So I'm going to show you it with function notation so you guys can apply transformations to any equation. Okay? So any function you find, you can do transformations with. Okay? All right. So today, function notation. So I just told you that f of x, all that means is it's a function, okay? F of x could be x squared. F of x could be the absolute value of x. F of x could be x cubed. It could be any function, okay? Now, you haven't learned absolute value. We're going to do that one in this unit. But it can be applied to any function that you will encounter or have seen, okay? So, transformations with functions notation. So the rules. So let's give you the rules. Okay. The rules. All right. So if you see f of x plus 2 or plus, we're going to say, we're just going to let the transformation be b. Okay. F of x plus b. That means you went up b units, which we just did an example like that. Look here, x squared plus 2, that meant up 2. F of x is just your function of x squared. Okay, we just replaced, all we did was replace this f of x with x squared, but the plus is the same thing. You see that? All right, next one. If you see f of x minus a number, that means you went down b units, which, if you go back up here, x squared is the function. We subtracted a number and we went down. Okay? All right. So up and down is on the outside of the function. Left and right, if you remember, let's do another little flashback over here. If you remember, say you have f of x, or we'll keep it as y, sorry. Y equals x plus 2 squared. Remember, on the inside, if it's on the inside, the plus 2, that means you went left 2 units, okay? If you say a minus 2 on the inside, that means you went right 2, okay? So we can write the rules now. The general rule is f of, see how it was inside the function? See, the function is inside of it, whereas this one was on the outside of the function, because here's the function and it's on the outside. Left and right is inside the function. So when I write this, I'm going to say f of x minus b. That means I went right b units. Okay? Now, if I say f of x plus b, that means I went left b units. Okay? And the last two are going to be a stretch and compress. You should have seen that before too, but let's do a little. So with quadratic, let's stick with that one since that's the function we know. Y equals, if I say 2 times x squared, okay, well, you're really just going to, let's write it how you're going to see it. 2x squared, That 2 right there means you were stretched by 2. And you guys remember, if you multiply something, doesn't it get bigger? So, excuse me. Woo, my bad. So if there's a number on the outside that's being multiplied, you're stretching by 2. If you have a number that is greater than 0 but less than 1, those are your fractions and your decimals. So if I cut something in half, I'm making it smaller. So this 1/2 means it's compressed by 2. Okay? So this rule is going to be written a little different, okay? So it's just really one rule. So if you have b times f of x, okay, we're just going to have b. Now there's going to be some rules on b. If b is greater than 1, then we say we made a stretch, a vertical stretch, okay? Vertical means up and down, okay? We're not going to do horizontal stretch and compress yet because that's going to be in your next math, okay? But you do need to know that this is a vertical stretch, not just a stretch, it's a vertical stretch. Now, if b is between 0 and 1, it's going to be a vertical compression, okay? So what we've learned is that f of x just means that you can input any function you want to. I can put in any function I want into any of these rules. I can replace that f of x with absolute value of x plus b, and it's going to mean up b units. I can replace this f of x with x cubed minus b, and it means I went down b units. So this is just the general rules for any function that you see, okay? So let's do some examples. All right. So I want you to state the transformations that's what we're doing. Okay. So if I give you y, so number 1, I want you to state them. So I'm going to say y equals 3 f of x. Okay? So f of x is the function. Anything that's not f of x is going to be a transformation. Okay? So that means that this 3 right here is a transformation. That 3 is being multiplied. So right here, b is being multiplied. And then you have to decide who it is. Is b greater than 1? Yes. So that means there was a vertical stretch by 3. Okay? All right, let's do another one. What if I say y equals f of x minus 3? Okay? So you just highlight what's new. What's new is the minus 3. I come up here. A minus on the outside means down that many units. So I went down 3 units. Okay? All right, let's combine some. So let's do some multiple ones. Y equals f of x minus 2 and then plus 3. Okay? All right. First one we encounter that's not part of the function notation is a minus 2. That minus 2 is on the inside. So a minus on the inside is right that many units. So we went right 2 units. Okay? The next one is a plus 3, and it's on the outside. A plus 3 on the outside plus on the outside is up that many units. So we went up 3 units. Okay? We catching on? All right, so now we've got y equals 3. I think I've done 3. Let's say 4. Sorry, it was a little noisy in the hallway. So this is going to be y equals 4 times f of x plus 5 and then minus 1/2. Okay? So anything that is not the function notation, that is going to be a transformation. So the first thing we encounter is a 4. A 4 on the outside, that's being multiplied. So that's your b right here. It is greater than 1. So that's going to be a stretch. So we're going to say we did a vertical stretch by 4. All right. Next one, on the inside. We've been doing this one, so I'm just going to go ahead and... So a plus on the inside means you went left. So we went left 5. And then I know it's a fraction, but the only time you have to worry about if it's a fraction or greater than 1 is when it's right here. Okay? Anything else, it just is what it is. Okay, so this is a minus on the outside. So a minus on the outside means you went down. So this means I went down, that bell's so long, down a half unit. Okay? All right, so now that you know function notation, you guys can literally apply this to any function. I could give you some random off-the-wall function, and you should be able to do it, okay? If you just keep your simple basic rules that I just showed you. So say I gave you y equals the absolute value of x plus 2 minus 3. Keep those rules in mind. The function is the absolute value, okay? We'll get more to absolute value next week. But the function here is the absolute value of x. So whatever's not the function is a transformation. So this plus 2 is a transformation. It's on the inside of the function, so that means I went left 2. This guy's on the outside of the function, he's a minus, so you went down 3. Okay? All right. Same thing if I gave you an exponential. You haven't seen those in a while. What if I gave you y equals 3 to the x plus 2 minus 3. And I tell you that the function is 3 to the x. So whatever's not the function is a transformation. Are y'all seeing that? That's what I want you to learn from the function notation. Whatever is not the function, and if it defines the function, this defines the function of 3 to the x. So 3 to the x is the function, okay? Now, do you see how there's a plus 2 and it's inside that function? See how it came inside that function? That means we went, so that plus 2 means we went left 2 units. The minus 3 is on the outside, so that means we went down 3 units. Okay? So it's just making sure you follow those rules. And I'll make a little screenshot of these rules and I'll post them on Canvas so you can apply these rules when you're working on your assignment. Now, if you have issues today with your assignment, make sure you log into Zoom so I can help you more. But let me know if you need any more help. Okay, guys? All right, so that's it for function notation with transformations.